How much longer are you going to sit in the ruins of the life you were meant to build? How many mornings will you hand over to excuses before excuses begin to look like your name? How many times will you say tomorrow while your future stands at the door, knocks once and leaves? Listen to me. Laziness is not just about doing nothing. It is not just sleeping late, scrolling too long, waiting too often. Laziness is deeper than that. Laziness is what happens when your mind learns to betray your own potential in small, quiet moments. It is the habit of delay, the worship of comfort, the addiction to easy relief while your deeper life starves in the background, and the pain of it is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like a smile on your face while disappointment grows in your chest. Sometimes it looks like laughing with people while privately fearing that you are wasting your gift. Sometimes it looks like telling everyone you are figuring things out when deep down you know you are avoiding the work that could change everything. That pain is real. It is the pain of untapped strength, the pain of unwritten pages, the pain of dreams that keep visiting you at night because you keep abandoning them in the morning. You know that feeling. You wake up with a spark, an idea, a plan, a vision of who you could become. Then the day begins. The bed feels warmer. The phone feels easier. The distractions feel harmless. And before you know it, another day has been spent feeding comfort and starving purpose. Then night comes. And night is honest. Night has a way of putting a mirror in front of the soul. Night asks the questions that noise hides. What did you build today? What did you avoid today? Who are you becoming through repetition? Because that is what your life is becoming. Repetition. Not intention, not wishful thinking, not what you post, not what you promise. Repetition. What you do every day is writing your future in permanent ink. So if you are tired of feeling behind, tired of starting over, tired of being disappointed in yourself, tired of carrying the silent shame of wasted time, then hear this clearly. Your life will not change when you feel more motivated. Your life will change when you become more disciplined. That is the truth. Not motivation, discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the firewood. Motivation visits. Discipline stays. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is decided. Motivation can get you started. Discipline keeps you moving when your feelings go dark, and there will be dark moments. There will be mornings when your body says no. There will be afternoons when your mind feels heavy. There will be evenings when the old habits call your name with a soft voice and a familiar promise. Relax, postpone, you can do it later. But later is expensive. Later has taken dreams from stronger people than you. Later has buried books, businesses, art, healing, health, courage, and love. Later has stolen years from people who thought they had time to waste. Do not underestimate the cost of delay. A lazy day feels cheap while you are living it. It feels small. It feels harmless. But lazy days stack. They gather like dust on the machinery of your life until one day you try to move forward and realize you have been standing still for years. And that realization hurts. It hurts to know you were capable of more. It hurts to remember the younger version of you who believed with all their heart that they would become something powerful, something useful, something rare. It hurts to feel that person still inside you, still waiting, still hopeful, still wounded by your hesitation. But let me tell you something beautiful. If you can feel that pain, you are not finished. If regret still stings, your spirit is still alive. If the thought of a better life still moves you, then the door is not closed. You are not too late. You are not disqualified because you stumbled. You are not doomed because you delayed. You are not broken because you have been inconsistent. You are responsible. That is different. And responsibility is good news, because if your life were only bad luck, there would be no power in your hands. If your future were decided by your past, then effort would be pointless. But responsibility means this. What you do next matters. It means the pen is still in your hand. It means the next hour can be cleaner than the last year. It means your comeback can begin before this speech is over. You do not need a new personality. You need a new standard. You do not need to become somebody else. You need to stop negotiating with the weakest part of yourself. That weak voice will always have an argument. It will always sound reasonable. It will always say, you deserve a break. It will say, start tomorrow. It will say, just one more hour. It will say, you work better under pressure. It will say, you are not ready yet. That voice is clever, but it is not wise, because the truth is simple. You are not lazy because life is impossible. You are lazy because comfort has become your master, and every master demands payment. Comfort takes your edge. Comfort takes your hunger. Comfort takes your self-trust. Comfort turns lions into house cats. Comfort makes a giant live like a shadow. So the battle is not out there first. The battle is in here. In the private choices no one applauds. In the invisible moments where your future is either built or betrayed. Discipline is how you win that battle. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect in action. Discipline is the decision to honor your future more than your mood. Discipline is saying, I will do what matters, even when it is inconvenient, uncomfortable, boring, lonely, or slow, especially when it is slow. Because growth is slow at first. A seed does not become a forest overnight. You put it in the soil, you water it, you protect it, and for a while, it looks like nothing is happening. But under the ground, roots are learning their direction. Strength is forming where no one can see it. Life is preparing itself in silence. That is what discipline does for you. When you wake up early and no one notices, roots. When you train your body and it still feels weak, roots. When you study and the progress feels small, roots. When you write, practice, build, save, heal, repeat, and resist the urge to quit, roots. Do not despise the season of roots. People want visible success, but visible success is built on invisible discipline. Everybody wants the mountain view. Few people love the climb. Everybody wants the victory photo. Few people love the sweat, the repetition, the lonely miles, the extra hour, the silent sacrifice. But that is where character is made. The mountain does not care about your excuses. It only responds to steps, small steps, heavy steps, shaky steps, determined steps, not perfect steps, not glamorous steps, just steps. That is how you kill laziness. Not with one giant emotional moment, not with a dramatic promise you forget in 3 days. You kill laziness by becoming a person who moves, a person who starts, a person who keeps the appointment with themselves, a person who does not need to feel inspired to be faithful, faithful to the workout, faithful to the reading, faithful to the practice, faithful to the budget, faithful to the sleep, faithful to the truth, faithful to the standard, because every day, whether you realize it or not, you are laying bricks, a brick of discipline, or a brick of avoidance, a brick of focus, or a brick of distraction, a brick of courage, or a brick of comfort. And with enough bricks, you build something. You build a wall that keeps you trapped, or you build a bridge that carries you forward. That is the power of ordinary days. They look ordinary while you are in them, but they are not ordinary at all. They are construction sites. They are voting booths. They are proving grounds. Every day, you cast a vote for the person you will become. So stop asking whether one day matters. One day is exactly what a life is made of. Now let us tell the truth without flinching. Some of you are not tired because life is too hard. You are tired because you are divided. One part of you wants greatness. Another part wants comfort. One part wants the result. Another part resists the process. One part dreams of freedom. Another part is devoted to habits that create chains. And division drains energy. When a river is split too many ways, it loses force. When your attention is scattered across distractions, fears, excuses, and empty pleasures, your power becomes shallow. You feel busy but not effective. You feel stimulated but not fulfilled. You feel occupied but not alive. That is why discipline matters. Discipline gathers your strength. Discipline gives your energy a direction. Discipline turns your scattered drops into a current strong enough to carve stone. You do not need more time as much as you need more focus. You do not need an easier path as much as you need a cleaner commitment. You do not need to wait for life to become convenient. You need to become consistent. Consistency is power in disguise. It is not flashy. It rarely gets applause. It does not always feel heroic, but it wins. The person who shows up when it is boring wins. The person who keeps going when results are delayed wins. The person who can control themselves when no one is watching wins. Because self-control becomes self-trust. And self-trust becomes confidence. Real confidence. Not loud confidence. Not borrowed confidence. Not confidence built on image. Confidence built on evidence. Evidence that you can count on yourself. Evidence that when you say you will do something, you do it. Evidence that your word to yourself means something. Evidence that you are no longer a place where promises go to die. That kind of confidence changes everything. It changes how you walk into a room. It changes how you speak. It changes what you tolerate. It changes how you recover from failure. It changes what kind of future you believe you are worthy of. And here is something many people never understand. Laziness is not restful. It is exhausting. It exhausts you because unfinished tasks stay in your mind, because avoided responsibilities create pressure, because wasted time turns into guilt, because guilt drains joy, because the soul knows when it is capable of more. Discipline, on the other hand, can be tiring in the body, but peaceful in the spirit. At the end of a disciplined day, you may be fatigued, but you are clear. You may be stretched, but you are proud. You may still have far to go, but you are no longer ashamed of standing still. That is a different kind of tired. That is an honest tired. That is the tiredness of growth, not decay. So if you want to kill laziness, stop treating it like a personality trait. It is a pattern, and patterns can be broken, but they are not broken by wishing. They are broken by interruption. Interrupt the old routine. Interrupt the weak negotiation. Interrupt the first excuse. Interrupt the drift before it becomes a day, then a week, then a year. How? Start smaller than your ego wants, but start stronger than your excuses expect. Tomorrow, do not build a fantasy routine you cannot keep. Build a real one, a hard, honest, repeatable one. Wake up when you said you would wake up, not when you feel like it. Make your bed. Yes, make your bed, because discipline begins with one completed act, one clear signal to your mind. I am in charge here. Move your body. 10 minutes if that is all you can do. Walk, stretch, train, sweat. Remind your body that it was made for effort, not just consumption. Put the phone away for the first part of your morning. Do not let the world's noise invade your mind before your purpose does. Silence the cheap voices. Protect the opening hour of your day like a gatekeeper protects a city. Write down the 3 most important things you must do, not 10. 3. Clarity beats overwhelm. Then do the hardest one first, before your energy leaks, before your courage gets negotiated down by comfort. Set a timer. Work in focused blocks. No switching, no wandering, no just checking. Attention is your most valuable currency. Stop spending it on what makes you weaker. Eat like someone who respects their future. Sleep like someone who has a mission tomorrow. Clean your space. Chaos outside easily becomes chaos inside. Read something that sharpens your mind. Write something that tells the truth. Keep promises so small that failure becomes embarrassing and success becomes inevitable. At the end of the day, review it. Do not lie to yourself. Do not flatter yourself. Do not shame yourself. Just face it. What did you do? What did you avoid? Where did you win? Where did you fold? Then adjust. That is discipline too. Not perfection, correction. Understand this. A disciplined life is not a life without struggle. It is a life where struggle has direction. There will still be storms. Some days your emotions will hit like hard rain. Some days grief will visit. Some days fear will wrap around your chest. Some days old wounds will reopen and try to tell you that effort is pointless. But even in a storm, disciplined people move. Maybe slower, maybe with shaking hands, maybe without applause, but they move. They do not wait for clear skies to become committed. They carry commitment into the weather. Be that person. When your mind says quit, stay. When your habits say drift, aim. When your comfort says later, answer now. When your fear says hide, stand up straight and do the next right thing. Not everything, the next right thing. That phrase can save a life because laziness loves to make the whole mountain look impossible. Discipline answers, then I will take the next step. Laziness says the dream is too far. Discipline says, then I will lay the next brick. Laziness says the wound is too deep. Discipline says, then I will begin the next day with honesty. Laziness says change is too hard. Discipline says, so is regret, and regret is hard. Regret is a quiet room filled with ghosts of your own abandoned chances. Regret is watching others become what you once said you wanted, while knowing the issue was not your lack of ability, but your lack of sustained commitment. Regret is looking at time not as a gift, but as evidence. Do not choose that pain. Choose the pain that builds. Choose the pain of training. Choose the pain of restraint. Choose the pain of waking up early. Choose the pain of repetition. Choose the pain of facing yourself honestly. One pain leaves you empty. The other pain leaves you stronger. This is what sacrifice really is. It is not losing. It is trading. You are always giving something up. Always. If you choose comfort now, you sacrifice the life that discipline could have built. If you choose discipline now, you sacrifice temporary ease for lasting strength. Either way, you pay. So pay for the future you actually want. And let me say something to the person who has failed many times, the person who starts strong and falls off, the person who keeps making plans and breaking them, the person who is tired of hearing their own promises, the person who feels embarrassed by how often they have delayed. Do not make your past inconsistency your identity. A bad chapter is not your whole book. A weak season is not your whole life. A history of hesitation does not cancel the power of a decisive day. You can begin again, not pretending the past did not happen, not excusing it, not dramatizing it, just beginning again with deeper honesty and stronger rules. Maybe your first rule is this: I do what I said I would do. Maybe your second rule is this: I do not negotiate with the alarm. Maybe your third rule is this: I finish what I start before I chase something new. Maybe your fourth rule is this: I protect my mornings from distraction. Maybe your fifth rule is this: I do one hard thing every day on purpose. Simple rules, powerful life. Because discipline is not built in giant speeches. It is built in repeated obedience to clear standards. And yes, there will be days you slip. Fine. But do not turn one bad moment into a bad week. Do not turn one missed morning into a lost month. Do not turn one failure into a fresh identity. Recover quickly. That is strength too. A disciplined person is not someone who never falls. It is someone who does not stay down. Someone who refuses to turn weakness into resilience. Someone who learns, stands, adjusts, continues. Continue. Continue when the progress is invisible. Continue when others do not understand your changes. Continue when the results are late. Continue when the old life calls you back by name. Continue when your own mind tries to bargain away your standards. Continue, because one day the very things that feel hard right now will become part of who you are. Waking up with purpose, training with consistency, thinking clearly, working deeply, speaking honestly, finishing what you start. At first, discipline feels like effort. Then it becomes identity. And when it becomes identity, everything changes. You stop asking, should I do it? You say, this is what I do. You stop depending on emotional weather. You move from principle. You stop chasing confidence. You build it. You stop waiting for life to get serious. You become serious, and life responds. That is when the fire returns, not the loud fire of hype, the steady fire, the clean fire, the kind that can warm a house, forge steel, and survive the night. That fire is already in you. It may be buried under distraction, buried under disappointment, buried under habits that have made you forget yourself. But buried is not dead. So uncover it. Uncover it with discipline. Uncover it with routine. Uncover it with sacrifice. Uncover it with focused action, repeated until your life starts telling a different story. And let your story become this: I was tired of wasting time, so I learned to master my mornings. I was tired of empty promises, so I built trust with myself, one kept promise at a time. I was tired of comfort ruling me, so I chose effort until effort became natural. I was tired of drifting, so I gave my days a direction. I was tired of being disappointed in myself, so I became someone I could respect. That is the real victory. Not just money, not just status, not just appearance. Respect. The quiet respect that comes when you know you are no longer living beneath your own standards. The quiet respect that comes when your habits align with your values. The quiet respect that comes when your private life and your public dreams stop contradicting each other. That kind of respect is worth fighting for. That kind of respect can heal things in you that applause never will. So hear me now. The life you want is not hiding from you. It is asking something from you. It is asking for your discipline. It is asking for your focus. It is asking for your repetition. It is asking for your willingness to do the ordinary things with uncommon faithfulness. No one can do that part for you. No one can wake up for you. No one can train for you. No one can think for you. No one can protect your time for you. No one can build your bridge brick by brick while you stand on the shore talking about where you want to go. You must build it. One brick, one choice, 1 hour, 1 day. Again and again until the person in the mirror is no longer a stranger to your own potential. And if you are waiting for a sign, this is it. Not next month, not after one more mistake, not when you feel more ready. Now, stand up earlier, speak less, and do more. Finish the task, take the walk, write the page, make the call, clean the room, lift the weight, study the lesson, drink the water, turn off the noise, face the work, Face it with humility. Face it with courage. Face it with the understanding that every disciplined act is a vote for the future version of you who is stronger, clearer, calmer, and free. Free from the chains of delay. Free from the heaviness of self-betrayal. Free from the lie that comfort can satisfy a soul built for purpose. You were not made to drift like a leaf. You were made to move like a river. You were not made to hide from the climb. You were made to meet the mountain. You were not made to watch your own life from the sidelines. You were made to step into it with force, with faith, with disciplined intention. So kill your laziness. Kill it in the morning with action. Kill it at noon with focus. Kill it at night with honesty. Kill it when it whispers. Kill it when it bargains. Kill it when it wears the mask of comfort and calls itself harmless. Because it is not harmless. It is expensive. And your life is too valuable to keep paying that price. From this day forward, let discipline become your answer. When the bed pulls, discipline. When the phone tempts, discipline. When the work feels heavy, discipline. When progress looks slow, discipline. When no one is watching, discipline. When the old you tries to return, discipline. Not because you hate yourself, because you finally respect yourself too much to keep living small. Now go. Go build the habits that build the life. Go become reliable in your own eyes. Go turn your pain into fuel, your regret into wisdom, your fear into motion, and your wasted time into a turning point. Do not just listen to these words. Prove them. Prove them in the next hour. Prove them in the next choice. Prove them in the next sunrise. And when laziness comes back, as it will, do not debate it. Do not explain yourself to it. Do not entertain it. Outwork it. Outlast it. Outgrow it. Let your future say of you, this was the day everything changed, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. And remember this for the rest of your life. Your dreams do not need your excuses. They need your discipline.